Yeah, my name's Chris.
I'm Kristie.
This is the Washing Up podcast. We're talking about Masterchef. What the fuck was that?
I'm not sure.
What the fuck was that?
Well, George couldn't even be bothered to show up.
Look, I would have thought an episode where George Columbaris wasn't there was wonderful. It was one of the worst episodes of Masterchef I've ever seen. Look, it's so shit. Before we get to that, let's just throw that out of the way for a minute. Wonderful weekend had. Sorry we missed out on Thursday. We can't say why we weren't around. We had people in town we were catching up with. That was great.
It was.
We caught up with a few people.
There was karaoke. There was dumplings.
Some people saw on social media that for I don't know why, because he didn't tell me, but Robert Harwood was in town.
And
so was Leah, who writes all those wonderful recaps on Decided TV.
Yeah, it was good to meet them in the flesh.
It was wonderful to meet them in the flesh. It was wonderful to sing karaoke at them. It was wonderful to do a Macy Gray impression in front of them.
I really channeled my inner Jason Donovan.
Yep,
I didn't realise I had a
that may make it
soap star.
A bit of my Macy Gray impression may make it out on the internet at some point. Who knows? But no, that was a really wonderful weekend. Was really disappointed we didn't get to do Thursday night's podcast, but be that as it may.
But here we are.
And here we are. And
Sunday night.
We put the TV on, and it's a wonderful MasterChef challenge, which ends up being, let's face it, chicken schnitzel to immunity, and then steak and 3 veg to immunity, or if you were Huda for some reason, to potential elimination.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly... When did Matt become a prick?
Do the judges need a break? Like, are they tired?
I'm tired.
It's 10 years. Are we ready for a change?
Look, I know people at home can already tell I'm in a pissed off mood.
Well, here we are, right? It's going to come down to, like, in the first mystery box, like, it's all about, we're only going to taste the 5 best looking dishes. And there's Matt hoeing into Jess's.
Tonight was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he hoed into Jess's before it was finished.
He went over and gave Jess tips.
I mean, all for a snack. I'm all up for a snack, but in that context, not so cool.
Like, if they had then called Jess up for judging,
yeah,
you couldn't have used any of it because they stood there and eaten it.
Yeah.
So the first challenge was actually a bread challenge. Now, you wouldn't have known by the dishes because what the challenge appeared to be was fucking crumb something or put breadcrumbs in something.
What I think they did is they missed a perfect product placement for crumb in one. You just fuck the loaf off because that's irrelevant.
Exactly.
Pop some crumb in one there.
My mother loves crumb in one. I mean, you can't buy it. You can't buy it at most of the supermarket chains anymore, but you can buy it at like some of the smaller independents,
like the one down the road from us.
Like the one down the road from us. So every now and then,
number one son.
Yeah, every now and then, number one son goes in and
gives his mum crumb in one
and buys like several boxes of crumb in one. And when mum comes over, I give them to her. She says, "Oh, good, I'm almost out."
Yeah.
So like they missed an opportunity to get a sponsorship deal out of White Wings. That was a bit of a disappointment. And
I think the other thing I'm missing too is that we're seeing a lot of familiar faces come up. Now, okay, when we got the advertising this week, apparently Ben's dish was supposed to reinvent sliced bread. Okay? It was going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
You mean the crumb cutlets?
The crumb cutlets. Now, they had the golden glow. They had the golden glow about it. So I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? Because what is he making that is going to revolutionise bread? And then I'm seeing crumbed cutlets, and I'm like, are they magical cutlets? Is it actually not a cutlet? It's actually a tart in the shape of lamb.
Is it the cutlet off the side of a cob?
Yes.
I've gone with the cutlet cut from the cob. I haven't gone with the brisket. I've gone with the cutlet.
Look, I think there's plenty of other ways you could highlight bread in cooking. One, cob loaf. You serve me up a cob loaf, I'll give you insta win. The bread baskets, when you get slices of bread, cut the crusts off. Pat them, roll them out, pat them down into a muffin tin, and then you put curried egg or some other filling in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, toast them up. That'd be a win.
But just, now, Now, what I love about the fact they highlighted Ben's and the dish that will reinvent, be better than sliced bread, he didn't even fucking win.
No.
He didn't win the challenge. What the fuck?
They were
I'm
more
guessing
impressed with his sauce as well, which had no bread in it.
You know what I'm
whatsoever.
guessing? You know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing that Channel 10 promotion got a look at this episode and went, what the fuck are we going to do with this? Like, what can we advertise out of this? Hey, Australia, there's no George Columbaris. Enjoy. No, not really. Hey, Australia, Matt Preston's going to go from being Matt Preston to being a fuckwit. No, we're not going to do that either.
No.
Okay.
Jess isn't going to cook a dessert and going to cook. This is the thing, right? There was some pretty awesome stuff going on in the background. What the fuck was Kristen's dish? She brought out this tender-looking pork belly that looked amazing. Where the fuck was that? This was in the Bolognese challenge, or not the Bolognese challenge. Jess pulls out a tortellini, and it's like it wasn't one of her parents' dishes. It wasn't a dessert. She has, upskilled, and it's just kind of like, yeah, whatevs.
So there were a couple of... look, I'm torn on one of the dishes, for example, because Reese decided he was going to make toast ice cream. Now, first of all, what the fuck? But second of all, in a field of crap...
Toast ice cream's starting to look good.
It was the shiny turd. And
look, at the bottom of his plate did look like the poop emoji.
It did. Like he goes, I'm piping out the mousse and it looks lovely and delicious. It looked like a turd. But
a delicious turd. I mean, it's hard to make chocolate mousse look anything but like a poop.
But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, well, look, that's a ridiculous thing and who the hell's going to eat that? And then I saw the other dishes which were all breadcrumbed and I've just gone, you know what? I'm actually up for toast ice cream.
Yeah, but didn't Lisa serve up a tweel? She served up a bread tweel. Like, at least...
No, she didn't get to serve anything up because they didn't use it. They only went with 3 dishes, one of which was breadcrumbs inside meat.
One was saucy balls.
And which was that one? And
none of saucy balls.
None of saucy balls. And the other 2 were, there was something encased in bread. And it was... Like, that was it. So, like, you could have done a bread sauce. You could have done bread and butter pudding. Like, there were options there, dessert options there, people.
Banh mi, big old banh mi. Fucking banh mi sub.
You could have done all of these options that were available to you. Instead, what we got was crumbing and crumbing and crumbing. We got the equivalent of mincing. Everybody's been watching Chloe mincing things for the last few weeks and gone, that's a great idea, let's mince the bread.
Is there an episode of Chef's Table we've missed where it was all about mincing? The mincing?
Like, I don't know. When I bring
Chef's Table Season 5 is going to be dedicated to mincing.
Well, when I bring back Food Nerd Vanity Project in a few weeks' time, it's coming back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4 of you who ever listen to it. When Food Nerd Vanity Project comes back, we'll see if Chef's Table actually ever mentions mincing. It might. I mean... Who knows? So, anyway...
So that was the mystery box. You know...
We haven't finished the challenge yet.
No. I had a thought, right, of how you could make the mystery box just fun. Like, when it's a boring night like tonight, is you just... And it can also help the local RSPCA. You just bring in some cats. So you put the boxes down, and then when boring shit's going on, you just film the cats just playing in the boxes.
I like that idea. That's a good one. You put a saucer of milk out and off you go.
Yeah.
Now, they kept on... They kept on saying, we've had some spectacular dishes tonight, at which point I did yell at the TV, it's not spectacular, it's mostly crumbed.
That word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yes. Marco pointed out that most of the bread dishes contained under 25% bread, which again is not really the definition of a bread dish.
No.
Now, the other thing is too, when the judges got ready to judge it, you get the feeling that they worked out that this episode was going to get shat upon from a great height, because the judges start saying, like, they went, Gina, and they called Gina up and they go, now, we know you're all probably sitting there at home thinking, oh, it's just a crumb schnitzel. That's a bit too simple, isn't it? Yes, Gary, we're all thinking that's a bit too simple.
Tonight was less about Masterchef and it was like master pub food.
Basically.
Because we had...
Well, someone tweeted out back to me and went, I'm looking forward to the day that somebody turns up and decides they're going to serve a Parma with chips and salad. And I went, that would actually have been an increased upgrade from the dish that went to immunity because Gina didn't have any chips. And no parma topping. She had the schnitzel and she had the salad.
But Chris, at least there was no pasta.
That is a plus, except for the fact that she missed out on the second challenge, which was the spaghetti challenge.
And I bet she's sitting on Grand Street. She's like, I would have fucking owned this bitch.
So they basically knew, and the way the judges tried to phrase it was, people at home might be thinking this is too simple. You all might be thinking this. Yeah, we are. Well, if you know that's what our reaction's going to be, maybe don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you've been doing this now for 10 years. You keep telling us you've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Surely by now you know what to do. Like, not this. Is George the ideas man? That's a terrifying thought, isn't it?
Oh, no.
What if George Columbaris is the ideas man of MasterChef?
And you have to keep him round, or
it falls apart. You're like Gary and Matt, and they're like, what do you do? I don't know. What do we do? You know what? I went down the pub. Schnitzel, quickly. Schnitzel, crumbing. Bread. Go. And they go, what does that mean? I don't know.
I'm wondering if the thought behind this challenge was, we want to make it so like it's accessible to the viewers at home who think, I've just got a loaf of bread in the fridge. I don't know, wherever you keep your bread. Not in the fridge. What am I going to cook for dinner tonight? But the thing is, you need like a gourmet pantry.
The problem is that they seem to mistake why people watch MasterChef. They're not watching MasterChef because they can make the dish that you make when you go and grab 4 things out of the fridge and something out of the pantry. That's not what we're watching for. I'm not watching this show going, oh, yeah, I've got some leftover tomatoes, a bit of steak and some breadcrumbs. I can make something awesome. We're not watching for that purpose. We're watching to see more inventive. We're not watching for a schnitzel. No,
It just got very pedestrian tonight. It was just a bad night, and I think that.
And I put this out there.
We've had some really top nights, and like I need to go back and actually watch the Maggie episode. I caught the end of the chicken thing.
Everyone I know said it looked like it was a great episode.
Yes,
we haven't seen it. We've been really busy.
I saw like the last bit of it and was relieved that Hura got
stayed. We'll talk about that in a bit more shortly.
And made Maggie eat spicy chicken wings, which is wow.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but tonight, what else have we got to say?
Well, okay, we've got a few things. We do have a few things.
Okay.
So, along what you just said, I put out a tweet earlier tonight where I said, look, we don't want to criticise you, MasterChef.
But we are.
Right, we genuinely don't want to have to criticise you. We want the show to be good.
We love you.
Help us by not doing dumb shit. We can't defend crap.
Nah.
Right? We cannot defend crap.
Nah.
Tonight was crap. Now, further to that, we got the first challenge when they talked up Ben and said that Ben had progressed by doing crumbed cutlets. He came in talking about his ability to cook meat. Then he walked away from that challenge going, now I know what I want to do. I want to be able to cook meat. And I'm like, but you came in telling us you could cook meat, so you haven't actually grown.
But where Ben has grown is not the meat side of things, it's the sauce side of things. That's where he's refined. It's like identify where he's authentically refined. And that is it. And that's beautiful because now I want to see where he goes. We're still only halfway through the fucking series. If he keeps continuing as he is, I'm really excited to see where he goes. But,
it could be great.
But he's not.
But when they talk him up for progressing because you cook that steak beautifully, that's not where he's progressed.
No,
he's progressed on other things.
No.
So we got into then the second challenge. Now, the second challenge was the spaghetti challenge. Now, it wasn't the spaghetti challenge because you couldn't make spaghetti. You had to make something different using the ingredients.
Spaghetti bolognese. You couldn't make spaghetti bolognese.
Couldn't make spaghetti bolognese.
Anyone who calls it spag bol, you were cut from my life.
And the problem was there was a run of about 5 minutes where almost every single person in there was saying spag bol, including when they cut to Ben, who just kept saying it.
I just wanted to cut off my ears and stuff them into the hole.
Now,
because to me the term spag bol sounds like a bowl of phlegm, and then you add into that growing up, my mum cooked spaghetti bolognese every fucking Wednesday. rain, hail or shine, whether it was boiling hot or freezing cold outside. And it just turns my stomach. And then she called it spag bowl.
It took me years to rehabilitate.
Oh, and even then I have to be in the mood.
It took me years to rehabilitate to the point where we can have spaghetti.
Yes.
So we got this challenge. Now, what they basically said was you have to use the ingredients that they used to make something. Now, the ingredients they gave you were varied and vast.
Yeah, there was a lot there.
You could have made anything. Unfortunately, poor Lisa just kept on seeing spaghetti bolognese.
I looked at that. Okay, if I was not given the framework of spaghetti bolognese and I was shown those ingredients, spaghetti bolognese is not the first thing that comes to my mind.
I wouldn't have come up with spaghetti bolognese at all.
No. There's quite a lot going on there.
Some people just went and made other pastas. Aldo made a carbonara. Which Gary checked off on him and made sure and went, you make a good carbonara? Yep, you do make it good.
I did make the mistake thinking that Gary had given him the idea.
But it sounded the way they did it like he was giving him the idea.
Yeah, and it did. And I'm thinking, well, if you're giving Aldo an idea, go over and help Lisa.
Lisa's looking at it
She's
going,
just got carrot noodles. She's like, I know what's happened. She's seen Chloe and Sarah, carrot noodles. I'll just do carrot noodles.
Chloe took some spaghetti and threw some anchovies through it.
She made what I like to call a chef getting home dish, which is like, just throwing some simple ingredients in, but make it tasty yet beautiful.
But apparently the flavour was wonderful. Again, I can't help but notice it again. It's another dish where it's Chloe and noodles. And that's it. It's either Chloe and noodles or Chloe and every instruction under the sun. If it's a dish outside of those two wings, you're in trouble. Then we got to the weird part of the night. So Khan decides he's going to make pork dumpling soup.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
I'm down for that.
So Khan is there and he's got the process going and he's making the pork dumplings and he's got the broth going for the soup.
And then surly Matt Preston.
Yes, surly Matt Preston.
Crotchety old cravat. Crotchety cravat.
The crotchety cravat himself. I wonder if he's been watching The Simpsons. And I wonder if he's been to Duff Gardens and he's surly. Because Surly only cares about one person. Surly. Sorry, Surly. Go to hell. So Surly, the crotchety cravat, comes up and goes, what's the difference between this and spaghetti bolognese?
Are you blind? Do you need to go to Specsavers, Matt? Because, if you can't...
You can tell he's not experienced at this whole putting people down thing, can't you?
You're not putting Khan down so much as making people question your sanity. Because if I walked into dumplings last night and saw a bowl of pork dumplings in broth and gone, I really don't feel like bolognese, you'd be looking at me going, what the fuck, Kristie?
I wouldn't let you home for your toothbrush.
No.
But it's... You know what it is? Gary and George are so good at that making you question your existence thing. I mean, they're not the best at it. The best person on any TV show at doing that is, of course, Paul Hollywood. But they're really good at that. They raise a question about your dish to make you question your sanity.
Yeah.
Matt Preston's not that good at it.
No.
So Matt Preston goes to come up with something, and what he comes up with is, what's the difference between pork dumpling soup and spaghetti bolognese?
Maybe it's an old chef's riddle.
The answer is a duck. And it's just, I don't get what he was going for. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. So then we had the tasting.
Now, yes, we get to the tasting. Okay, now you go on your line because I'll come back to mine.
All right, so we started with Reese, who served up what is ostensibly
meat and 3 veg.
Meat and 3 veg.
Done prettily. He did pretty onion petals, and I'm all down for the flower child.
Now, I have absolutely no issue with it being steak and 3 veg, especially on a night when chicken schnitzel went through to immunity. Yep. I have absolutely no issue with steak and 3 veg. But don't pretend that because you sliced it in a weird way and presented it, that it's anything other than steak and 3 veg. He serves it up and they look at it and go, oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's luxurious. Doesn't that look really good? Oh, that's amazing. And then you had Ben.
Yep.
Oh, that looks wonderful. Look at the way he served that up.
And he blocked... Yeah. He served it in blocked, and I liked how the onion looked with the parsley puree inside. That was quite cute.
That looks incredible. That looks beautiful. Oh, look at that. And so he serves up a steak the same way, and then you get Huda, who comes up with, as she called it, steak and 3 veg. And they go, oh.
That's watery.
Oh, I don't know. Look, your steak is absolutely perfect, but everything around it's just watery. Don't understand that. You've got to get your mojo back. And it's like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Get your head back in the game. What's up with you at the moment? It's like, it was a really...
unnecessary blast.
It was like a bitter attack. Like, what the fuck? It came out of absolutely nowhere.
Like Sarah, who serves up something that's completely
incongruous. They advised her to tomato tea, and first of all, that phrase alone should be enough.
George cooked that in the
I know.
Taught them how to cook it last week.
But tomato tea with rum.
Yeah.
And they went, don't do that.
But there was none of this, you've lost your mojo, you're going insane kind of business.
You're really struggling at the moment. You know, you've been in trouble for a while now. When Chloe has been in elimination week after week after week, there hasn't been
Huda has had a bad run last week. She was in blacks quite a lot.
But Chloe had the same run, and at no point have they ever said to Chloe, you need to get your head back in the game. Yeah. What's wrong with you? They just wait till after she's successful and then remind her about her kids. But the rest of it, they don't really criticise. And like Ben has been in blacks a lot, and they never say to Ben, you really seem to be struggling with this. They always just go, oh, you got to just do something a bit better. Who do they like, get your head back in the game, you're struggling here, you're all like, what?
It just... But
the ones they put through to elimination tonight, the way they did it, all of them came across almost like personal attacks.
It just didn't seem consistent. The storytelling just wasn't there.
Like Lisa served up, was confused. She served up what was probably
carrot
a bit
noodles.
dry, and that was fair enough. But the way they sort of accosted her about it.
Yeah,
and
like,
then,
this is something that you get home, you haven't done your shopping and blah, blah, blah. We've all been there. I've made rissoles without eggs because I really wanted the taste of mince in my face. That wasn't mince because I don't do bolognese by myself. So... we've all been there and fucked up.
And I mean, I did give Lisa some advice tonight, which was, they said, are you happy with that dish? And she went, oh, I don't know, I wasn't happy with it. And I'm like, use the Ghostbusters, because Ghostbusters say, if somebody asks you if you are a god, you say yes. If somebody asks you, are you happy with your dish, you say yes, right? As we know, apparently from tonight, just make it look good, and they'll go, yeah, okay, that's fine, we'll put you through. And like
it was an off episode.
It was weird because like everybody served up something all these people served up something very similar to each other.
Except, and I have to say, this is my little golden light here, right? Samira, who presents this dish. I don't know what she called it. She's like, it's traditional Azerbaijani dish, and I'm like, is she fucking trolling? Like, is she just serving shit up and going? You can't criticise it. It's traditional Azerbaijan.
I would do that. Like, seriously, I am that sort of person. Whereas if I really I was getting pissed off for the judges and I was over things, I just make any old shit and go, traditional. Look, it's really traditional.
From a very small sect of Scottish people.
It represents my homeland and my beliefs, and it is a very seriously important dish to me and my people. Please... judge it. Go on. We're all waiting.
It is only served at the funeral of kings.
Yes. We only serve it for very important moments in our life, and it must be treated solemnly and with respect. So please, by all means, tell me it's shit. Go on. Over to you. I like the idea she's trolling them. I like to think she's making stuff up.
Like, still cooking really good food.
But that's the thing. She's making amazing food. And
this is traditional Azerbaijani toasty.
Yeah. This schnitzel is traditional. It's a traditional schnitzel, all right? We crumb things differently in Azerbaijan.
But again, I'm not seeing enough of what other people are cooking. We see a little glimpse of Kristen pulling up something good. We didn't know what Chloe was cooking till it was served. There's other people just floating off in the background, and we're like,
Khan dancing.
Khan dancing. I'm sure Ben's there chatting away about his dish, and there's Khan just doing the little points with his hands, and I'm like, oh my God, we need to set him up with Marcus, and they can just just do a three-course dance routine.
Dancing through dinner.
Dancing through dinner.
There we go. There's a TV show in that. So if you're out there listening, Dancing Through Dinner with Marcus and
It's
Khan.
like Come Dine With Me, but with a lot of dancing.
Lots of dancing instead. And nobody being bitter and twisted, just lots of dancing and fun.
Yeah, and heaps of glitter.
Oh, it'd be such a spectacular show. Mm-hmm. So that should be coming to your TVs any day now, hopefully, because we have that much pull in the industry that we can make TV shows happen just like that.
In other dimensions.
What we can't make happen though is MasterChef Get Better, unfortunately, and I really want it to. So
we have a shitty tomorrow night with Anna. What's her face?
Alla Wolf Tasker.
Alla Wolf Tasker. Sorry, I'm just having a moment.
So
looking forward to that because I love it when she's on.
So we have to go through. So the 3 people through to the immunity challenge, along with Gina.
Mm-hmm. Well, they should have just sent Sashi straight up to the gantry.
Why aren't they? Why are we bothering? Why are the judges not just telling everyone else to go home and making Reese and Sashi cook until the end of the show? Because that's kind of where we're at the moment. It just feels like, and it's not a shot at either of them, but it legitimately just feels like it doesn't really matter what either of them produce.
No.
They're going through to be in immunity challenges the whole way through, and they're going to be in the top couple no matter what they cook. It doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent. They're just going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's harsh on them because they have produced some really good quality food, but the way they're being presented at the moment is not helping them.
I mean, the thing I enjoyed is that tonight we're at least going to see a bit more of Gina on Tuesday, which I'm looking forward to because she's been trenting in the background there. Her and Kristen have been trenting quite a bit at the moment, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing her cook.
And the other thing to notice, by the way, is that the 3 people through with Gina to the immunity challenge are the 3 people that have had pins.
Yep.
Because Khan's the 3rd.
Yeah.
So Khan obviously gave his up on Thursday.
That said, I love watching Khan
cook.
I
love watching Khan cook. And so...
Can he take over from Martin Yan?
Khan can cook. So can you. But I find it... I think it's become... Like the difference between a Sashi and a Reese and a Khan is that the judges put Khan through absolute hell before they tell him his dish is good. Every time. It's like, worried about that, but it's good. And
then they, the way they were at his broth tonight, I'm thinking, oh my God, Matt is picking for something. He's looking for something.
He was looking for a problem.
Yeah. And
didn't find it
because he couldn't. Because Khan's gone, I'll use the carrots to sweeten it up.
Because the thing we learned about Khan the other night in that challenge where he won his pin is that his balance of flavours is superb.
And he can pack so many elements into things in that short time frame.
It's incredible.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch. I've got an idea, right? To really just... I want to bring the joy and light back into MasterChef again.
Agreed.
Okay. Now, we can't put Maggie B there. She's good where she is, how she's
We've
being
done
used.
that twice.
Yeah.
And
what I really want to do, Peter Russell Clark,
The outtakes would be superb.
It would be fucking phenomenal.
And I want sweary Peter Russell Clark.
Yeah. I want...
Here's the fucking cheese.
Yeah.
I want sweary Peter Russell Clark. We don't want to go back to that, overboard, sweet Peter Russell Clark.
No.
Sweary, because he's not aggressive sweary in terms of calling, telling everyone off. He just swears.
Now, I also would like someone's mum, maybe Marion Gadsby's mum, because if you see
That'd be cool.
Gadsby's mum, if you see her on Facebook, she's hilarious when she's doing her cooking stuff.
And I want Alison Frames as the 3rd judge.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Because that would be kick-ass. Or Elena, because Elena cannot say a mean thing about anybody.
No, she has so much sweetness. And on the side, Eloise.
Yes.
And Tamara. Eloise and Tamara on the gantry just spreading sunshine.
Yeah.
And Jenny. Jenny and Tamara and Eloise just like these
any excuse to bring Jenny back too.
Yeah,
just for fun.
three sunny personalities up on the gantry with whiskey because it's Eloise.
Eloise needs whiskey and we need to then provide her with good quality whiskey. Mm-hmm. I think...
Maybe Adam Lior as well. He can be the controversial one with a bit of the street cred and a bit of the crotchetiness because he does crotchety, but it's hilarious crotchety.
It's hilarious. That would work quite well. So
And
elimination.
special guest with Martin Yan.
Some elimination tomorrow night
Yeah.
is...
But Peter Russell Clark for sure.
Tomorrow night's going to suck.
Yep.
It's Hotter
Sarah and Lisa, 3 women
and Lisa. The three of the people from tonight who I really do not want to leave that kitchen.
No.
I can understand, to be honest with you, I can understand why Sarah actually rejected their advice tonight, because she's kind of been a bit fucked around by the judges at times this season. So I can understand Sarah just turning around going, you know what? No, fuck off.
I'm going to back myself.
I'm gonna do this. But she kind of took too long to make that decision, and she probably should have tasted a bit more first.
Yeah.
Lisa, I don't want Lisa to go home.
No, I haven't seen enough of Lisa.
I don't think she's made any major mistakes. And Huda, well, enough has been said about that.
I just want to say
I'm not going to cope. I won't cope.
Yeah.
So that's going to suck. We could be in... Look, we want the sweetness and light to come back. And it will, because MasterChef always has...
Peaks and troughs.
It always has a couple of weeks where you have this happen, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't want anyone to go home in the immunity challenge. I'd like Khan to win a pin in the elimination challenge. I want Khan to win the pin in immunity and...
Not have to give it up on the Thursday.
And I'm not particularly inspired by the other people in the immunity challenge. I'm sorry, Gina, but I am including you in that because you cooked a schnitzel. And I don't really think that deserves an immunity pin. It may have been the greatest schnitzel on earth. I don't think a chicken schnitzel deserves an immunity pin.
I'd like to think that...
Imagine if she wins the competition on the back of having an immunity pin from a chicken schnitzel.
I'd like to hear then Jack Black do a tribute song to this is a tribute to the greatest schnitzel on earth.
This is not the greatest Schnitty in the world, no. This is just a tribute. So...
a tribute to the greatest Schnitty in the world. We have a podcast.
That's exactly what this podcast is. It's a tribute apparently to the greatest Schnitty in the world. And with that, we're out of here because it's just been long and it's been ranty and I'm over being ranty. I want it to be nice. So Khan, if you can do us a favour and win the immunity challenge, that'd be great. And if they can not send anybody home in elimination.
If they can just do a RuPaul, tomorrow night.
Can they send Matt Preston away for 2 weeks holiday?
Just send them all off for
no judges for a week.
No judges for a week. We just bring Shannon Bennett in to coach everyone. Maybe with Peter Russell Clark. I'm really, really on this Peter Russell Clark thing.
You're on the Peter Russell Clark bandwagon, aren't you?
Elena and Ben Ungerman, just coming in. A few other Callan, we'll get him in to coach everyone. Just a few. Aram
coming.
Aram and Carly.
Trent apparently hasn't left.
No, Trent, what are you doing
There was a Trent reference tonight.
Was there?
There was a Trent reference tonight.
Oh.
I'm he's still there. Haven't seen him. So, look, hopefully we've got a little bit more sweetness and light on Tuesday. Don't hold your breath, but I'm hopeful. And
if not, I'll try and think of some random anecdotes about my family because I'm always full of those.
Well, we'll just talk about Peter Russell Clark.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm still Chris.
And I'm still Kristie.
We'll catch you all
Russell
later.
Clark.
G'day.